Hello and welcome back to my channel. It is Goldy Games, and let's talk about the D.Va rework that's coming soon to the PTR servers. So let's just run through the changes. Defense matrix, energy drain increased by 2 times. This means her effective uptime for this ability has been reduced by 50%. Boosters, D.Va can now use her fusion cannons while flying. New ability, micro missiles. D.Va launches a long salvo of small missiles that explode on impact, dealing damage in a small radius around them. This ability can be used while using her other abilities or firing her fusion cannons. The combination of these changes allow her to play more aggressively and deal more damage, at the cost of being able to defense matrix as often as before. Defense matrix still remains an extremely powerful tool when timed correctly, but the reduced uptime means D.Va won't be able to use it nearly as often overall. Her new micro missiles ability, in combination with her ability to fire while flying, allow for some more aggressive play, as well as opening up some new options versus heroes such as Farah. Overall, the goal here is to reduce her reliance on defense matrix and to make her more fun to play. As far as balancing goes, we want to nerf defense matrix as an ability, not D.Va as a hero. She has been a ton of fun to play with these changes, and we're looking forward to letting you guys play with them as well. Hopefully she'll be up on the PTR soon. Okay, where to start? The last thing we need in the game is more DPS heroes. D.Va was in a really good spot. I don't think Defense Matrix was OP in any sense. It just was a challenge you as a DPS class had to make sure she was out of her shell or not around in order to pop your ult. Or alternatively, you could counter D.Va easily by swapping in a Sombra to hack D.Va so that she couldn't go ahead and use the defense matrix. So there really isn't anything at all wrong with D.Va in her current state, and I fear that this change is going to put D.Va along the same path as Roadhog, who has been completely muted to the point where you just do not see him at all unless you're playing in arcade. You know, no one wants to play him seriously anymore because he's completely nerfed to the ground. So I think one of the most interesting things is that Reaper and Junkrat are going to be very overpowered after this. I mean, how are you going to counter these? I think it really has a domino effect on the other heroes in the game. It's, you know, reducing D.Va's power and giving a lot of other characters such as the Reaper and the Junkrat a lot more ability to smash through tanks and go to the backline support. Healers are going to be much more vulnerable under this change, and I just think that Blizzard's view at the moment seems to homogenize all the heroes into just being a standardized DPS class, somewhat variation of Soldier 76. And don't get me wrong, I love playing DPS, but I want it to be more of a balance where we can have the healers, we can have the tanks, we can have, you know, the more interesting sort of defense characters. I don't want everything just to be a bang, bang, bang. This game is like an onion. You peel it and there are many layers. I feel that at the moment we're just peeling back all the layers, so there's just the one layer and we're all just going to be shooting. This is not right, Blizzard. I really want this change not to go through, and I highly recommend that you do voice your concern on the official Blizzard forums, because I do not want to see one of my favorite tank heroes and I get burned to the ground, and that's exactly what will happen with this update. I found a really good comment on the Overwatch University Reddit by a redditor of the name of Neandra L, and they say, although people complained about it frequently, D.Va only had a total of 4 seconds on her defense matrix, with a total of 10-second time needed for regeneration. Overwatch is a pretty fast-paced game, so those 4 seconds can feel like an eternity, but so does the defense matrix regeneration if your management is sloppy. I feel like the player base just gravitates towards characters overpowered too good rather than the player I am facing is comfortable with the character they're playing and able to make good use of their abilities. Blizzard eventually caves and changes the thing, then the players move on to something else to complain about. I once saw a comment on competitive Overwatch Reddit about how in the West, the obsession is with DPS players fragging out and carrying, while in Korea, everyone allows each other to do their jobs. For example, a Tracer used her pulse bomb to quickly demech D.Va. I think the Western mindset is somewhat entitled, and maybe why D.Va isn't, frustrating to some. I have seen D.Va referred to as a necessary evil, and I think that's super interesting. I don't know how I feel about this, and we'll hold off full opinions until it's actually put into the game. Keep in mind, this doesn't just affect the enemy team, it affects yours too. D.Va is currently a great buddy for healers, and now they're going to be a lot more vulnerable too. On the bright side, Anna will be able to do her job a bit easier, and that's great. Yeah, so I totally agree with this comment, and yeah, I don't think there's really anything more to add other than I hope that this change does not go through. We don't need a DPS tank hero. Put D.Va back into the sort of brawler tank she was, I want to have fun playing D.Va. I want to be able to use defense abilities as well as DPS abilities, but leave the DPS to the DPS classes, okay? Please. I just don't want to see D.Va chucked into the scrap heap of cemetery that Blizzard have put Roadhog to rest in. I love both of these characters, and I really do not want to see D.Va getting nerfed to the ground and being literally unplayable. Please, please do not put this change into the PTR. D.Va is fine as she is. She's already been nerfed once with the armor point regeneration. We don't need to change anything else. Just leave her alone. And that is the final message I have for this video. Blizzard, please leave D.Va alone. She is very good at the moment. She's not overpowered. She doesn't need to be a DPS class. Just leave her as a tank who's there to support her allies, to defend her healers. Anyway, what do you guys think? I'd love it if you left me a comment down below letting me know what your thoughts are. If you agree with me about the D.Va change, or if you actually feel that the change being proposed is a good solution. I think that's about it, yeah. So I'll probably just wrap up this video here. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and like the video and subscribe for more. I am Goldy Games. I will be back with you tomorrow with a new video. Take care, guys. Bye for now. Goldy out. Bye.